British Council is operating in Romania as a cultural institute of the UK. Our mission here and in another around 120 countries worldwide is to build mutual beneficial relations between the countries where we work and the UK and gain recognition for the UK achievements and creativity. I have to say that Romania office has two centers in regional centers of British Council in Iași and Cluj, and you may know the activity and the potential of the British Council Center in Cluj, which is located within the Babeş-Bolyai University. Our work is delivering mainly in three areas: education, English language, arts and society. And we try to support through these projects knowledge and creative economy, intercultural dialogue, and the harassment and the exploitation of the result of science and technology to solve important problem of at the global level. For more about the project of British Council in Romania, you can look at our website. My role with the British Council is to develop a number of projects in the area of higher education, science, professional development of teachers, and I'm also responsible for facilitating schools link between the educational systems in Romania and the UK. My past experience relating to education was about doing some work in research and consultancy, but mainly, if not exclusively, on the pre-tertiary education. I mean the pre-university education. I try to emphasize my very little experience with the topics of the conference and with the higher education sector, and I try to give you some reason for being here. My foremost reason for taking part in the conference is the fact that the British Council is delivering as its main project for the area of higher education, a project which is called Internationalising Higher Education, and which tries to support work of local universities in several areas. I try to make a presentation of this project rather than speak about issues in quality assurance and in excellence for universities. And I think what I try to do is to give a review on both the concept of international higher education project and on the operation people involved in internationalization of education. And this formed the strongest reason for being present here, because this wider meaning of internationalizing higher education, it's very well connected with the topics of the conference. I mean, in the vision of the project, internationalizing higher education goes beyond the traditional market-driven rationale for internationalization, which is exclusively concerned about increasing foreign student recruitment number towards the concept of internationalization, which is based on greater diversity and solidarity. British Council work in higher education aims to go beyond its current focus on university recruitment toward a more holistic approach of internationalization, which would involve working with UK and regional and in-country partners to develop collaborative initiatives that promote knowledge exchange, capacity building and quality improvement across the higher education sector globally. And this is the main link that I tried to state between a project supporting internationalization of education all over across the world and in Romania as well as in the region of Danube, and the topic of the conference which looked at quality assurance in higher education. The new vision on internationalizing higher education, which is upheld throughout the British Council project, is characterized by a number of characteristics, and the main features of this vision of an wider concept of internationalization is its holistic character, the strategic status, a more qualitative rather than quantitative approach in internationalization, the fact that it's internationalizing higher education help institutions to raise their profile and form a main hallmark for the excellence in teaching and research, and the new concept of internationalizing higher education. It's based on solidarity and partnership rather than the traditional view, which is based on competition between universities and higher education students to attract a bigger number of students. The design of the project reflects this very comprehensive conceptual vision on internationalization of higher education. And I put here on a slide the four strands of the project, which is very inclusive, looking at various aspects of the excellence and quality in universities, starting from the policy formulation part of an university operation, and that is the global policy dialogue strand of the project, goes partnership to support the advancement in global knowledge economy. The third element of the project is about supporting internationalization of education in a very diverse way, and meaning that the project would support increase international experience not only for people coming from overseas to UK university, and one of the novelty of the project is the fact that it tries to support increased international experience for British students to make them have an international experience with abroad. And the last but not least, we try to develop databases, a bank of resources that help us work on across the three areas which I defined before. And what I can't avoid to say is part of my study for preparing this presentation. I've been very happy to find that one of the most recent study produced by the European University Association to support discussion and dialogue within the Bologna process, I mean Trends 10 study, define various characteristics of internationalization of education, which are all closely related to this aspect, which I try to emphasize in my presentation. What the study of European University Association found is that internationalization, which was traditionally measured by the number of exchange students and bilateral agreements, is now viewed more strategically and qualitatively. Cooperation has moved from the individual academic or department level to be part of the overall institutional strategy. In the best institutional cases, internationalization is seen as a purposeful extension of institutional strengths and the strategic junction where the various strands of institutional activities are enhanced through international cooperation. And further on, in the same study, I found an idea that I very much like. Mobility is no longer the single hallmark of internationalization. More institutions developing an integrated internationalization approach to teaching and research, one that is centered to the whole institution rather than the responsibility of an international office managing mobility programs in relative isolation. The increased importance of institutional profiling impacts on internationalization through a focus on strategic partnership and capacity building in line with overall institutional priorities. As my concluding remark, I like to present this chart taken from the same European University Association, which try to highlight identify the most important development that shaped the strategy in the past 3 years. Of the three receiving the highest value, the Bologna process comes first with 78%, quality assurance reform with 63% in the second, and internationalization was rated as a third for what happened in the past 3 years before 2009. When asked about the most important developments in 5-year times, internationalization moved to the first place, while quality assurance remains in the second place, and the Bologna process moves to the third place, as if to indicate that the goals and the aims of the process have been reached by now. The increased importance perceived by institutions in Europe, and this new holistic vision of internationalization in higher education, which go beyond the restrictive meaning and the traditional meaning that internationalizing education would mean to bring a higher number of students to your university, would create, in my opinion, a very, very promising platform for cooperation on British Council project, and I'm very much hope that the work with the University of Cluj on the project and potential partnership with other universities and the stakeholders of higher education would bring excellent results. I thank you for your attention.